Well, I'm Dave Winstead. I grew up in Graham, North Carolina. I moved to the big town. I live in Burlington now. I go to Harvest Baptist Church. Been going there for 30 years. I have been active. I thought my ministry was teaching seniors. I've headed up the seniors class for quite a few years. But 30 years ago, my parents, who had been pretty healthy, both got sick on a Saturday. Both had to go to the hospital. Both had pneumonia real bad. And both were committed to a nursing home for some rehab. Although they didn't live but 3 months, they changed my life forever. I would go visit them every day, and I always prayed with them. And one day when I left their room, there was a lady sitting there in the hallway in a wheelchair. And she said, "Would you pray with me?" I said, "Well, sure." So I prayed with her. And then the next day there was a couple, and then there was 4 or 5, and then 10. And within a week there were 20 people sitting outside that room. And when I walked out and saw them all sitting there, I said, "Look, we've got to be violating some kind of an ordinance. Let me get your names and room numbers, and I'll come visit you in your room every week." So I owned my own company and was able to take the time. So I started visiting them. I started with those 20, and I hadn't really thought it through. But when I would visit one lady in a room, she had a roommate. I mean, very few people get a private room. And you can't visit one person and not visit the other. And then one day, one of them moved to another room, and so I followed her to that room and met that new roommate, and met the new roommate for the lady's room she left, and they kind of divided, multiplied, moved to another nursing home, and I go there. So it just kept growing. But one day, after this lady I'd been visiting had a new roommate, and I'd visited her for a couple of weeks, when I came that third week for her, she said, "Are you coming back next week?" I said, "Well, sure." She said, and I said, "Why?" She said, "Nobody ever comes back." I'm sorry.
It's all right.
It just tore a hole in my heart. And I told the Lord, I said, "Lord, you give me the energy, and I'll never stop visiting somebody once I started." Now, I've had to go almost to Virginia to visit a few of them, but I've been true to that word. And I didn't realize, but over a period of years, it got to where I had 374 people I was visiting every week. Now, that's knowing that every 90 days, these people, the senior ones in the nursing homes, every 90 days, 10% of them go to heaven. So there were many hundreds over years. But when the virus got here, I had 374 people I saw every week. Or I tried to. Some of them, they'd be getting their hair done or something, but face-to-face, I'd see at least 250 of them. I spent about 65 to 70 hours face-to-face with people visiting, and just loved it. Just loved it. But when the virus got here, they quarantined everything in Alamance County on March 12th, and everything stopped. No more visits. And I had been doing Bible studies. They'll go to Bible study every night of the week. So I'd been doing those. I made sure they had somebody to preach at their Sunday services. Well, all that stopped. So my secular career, I was a computer scientist for a bunch of years doing medical research. So I knew how to do websites and things like that. So I took my Facebook page and put some information out there, Sunday school lessons and all, so the activity director in the nursing homes could just, lead them through it. I put that stuff out on a Monday. And at that time, I had about 750 Facebook friends. Most of them were my church members. By 3 o'clock on Thursday, I hit 5,000. I love seniors because the ones I visit in the nursing home, it's sad but true. After they're there for a while, their families don't come, friends don't come, churches don't come. I preach a lot of funerals. The last year before COVID got here, I preached 50 funerals for people in nursing homes. Most of them in the dining rooms, because the only friends they've got, they know, are where they live in the nursing home, and a lot of them can't get out to go to a funeral. So when they find out that, when I come see them every week, after a little while, they'll ask me, I'll preach their funeral. So I have a heart for them. Seniors, people think because you reach a certain age that you don't have a lick of sense. I take a lot of them to doctors Doctors talk down to them. They act like they're just completely ignorant, can't understand what they say. So at least the doctor, if I'm there, the doctor will give us enough detail so the senior can hear what they need to hear.
So you failed at retirement. Lots of opportunities.
What matters to the person in the nursing home is that somebody just cares enough to come see them regularly. It's not whether you see them every day, every week, or every 2 weeks, just so you do it regularly. So they can count on you. They don't have many things in this world they can count on.
So if you had one word to challenge senior adults about ministry and staying vibrant until, again, they go to heaven, what would that word be?
You know the old saying, God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. If you want to serve, just make yourself available and willing.